Hey, what's up, Beatrice? We gonna get back to work. I was gonna work on Power Rangers, but I felt like trying to finish as much of this as I can, so I can get back to the Power Rangers. Hey, what's up, Kyle? You're always welcome to come on and chat. I can send you the link if you want. Sure. When you're ready, let me know, and I'll send the. I'll just put the link in your Facebook. Brandon, you have to join in the actual room. This doesn't work. It's the same link. It always is, Brandon. Yeah. I really wish that thing would make a noise. How come is it? Man, it's always never a noise. Brandon? Brandon.
Yeah, I'm here. I got a phone call literally as you let me join in. Give me 1 second, Rob. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. I literally got a phone call once you let me into the room. I didn't know it was the same link every time. I thought you had to resend a room link or whatever. So that's cool. Now I know.
No, Kyle, you're still welcome on. More the merrier. This service supports up to I think I get 6 people if I wanted. I'm not gonna put that many in, but
Right.
Um,
Is there a way to vote on if we want Kyle in here? I'm just kidding.
Brandon's already starting, isn't he?
I like Kyle. That's the difference. I like Kyle. I would vote yes.
I saw your little Venom you posted.
Venom or
You posted a
Miles?
little Venom. No, you saw a Venom, right? Or was it a Miles? I think it was a Miles. Yeah, sorry, it was a Miles.
Is that a good saw or bad saw?
You need to start drawing the webs. Whatever you're doing with them webs ain't working, bro.
Okay.
I'm not a fan.
Gotcha. Noted.
Put some effort into it. You know? It reminds me of a sword.
Fair enough. Is Kyle backstage?
Is he?
I don't know. I can't see.
I don't see him.
You're backstage.
No. You know, it makes a giant noise on the service we use for the podcast. Sketchcraft has entered the it's
Right.
loud. Like I can never get a service that lets me hear when people fucking are there, you know?
Yeah.
So weird. Kyle's eating dinner, bro.
No.
You see he'll
I don't know.
join whenever he's done consuming. He's a consumer. You excited for the Spider-Man trailer, Brandon?
Does it come out tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for people to be less angry about it not being out.
I thought people hated it, Far From Home.
Right.
I was led to believe it was the worst comic book movie ever made. I was watching all the people go, Mysterio's really good. I don't know why people. I'm like, because you people are dumb. I don't know, man. You know,
Yeah.
like for some reason, I'm so glad I'm not part of these internet cults. But there's a whole cult of people that after fucking Endgame wanted more super serious fucking hardcore drama. You know? I'm like, you guys, this is my second favorite film of that year, you know? You know, Brandon. I called you the
Yeah.
second I saw it in IMAX. I'm like, whatever you do, see it in IMAX 3D. Like, immediately. I even have the cups. The cups, Brandon.
Yeah.
I was so bummed out that there wasn't a Mysterio mug that I drew one for the podcast. Remember?
Yeah.
People saw it and they were like, "Can I get that?" I'm like, "No." I don't care if the chain's not perfect. Fuck chains. I've drawn enough chains in my life.
Kyle asked, "What was your first favorite film that year?"
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Oh yeah.
which Kyle didn't like. Kyle doesn't like it when you can hear the writer's voice. Shut up, writer. You just he'll come on here and correct me. That's not what I said. I said I just didn't like his voice. Like I'm like, alrighty. The writer's voice. This right here is the one thing clip suited paint can do that's better is it can lock into those ovals and draw them. I have to do it manually.
But you do it so well.
If I don't, I just use the pen. There's the fucking shape tool.
Kyle says, "I don't even need to come on. Rob already knows what I'll say."
But I enjoy the fight. It's the whole point of this. What do you think I have Brandon on? You think I don't know what Brandon's already going to say?
Facts.
I like the movie so much, I read the novel, which is not really an adaptation of the movie. It fills in a bunch of extra shit, including fictional stuff like the whole world of that TV show Lancer. You actually find out all about the characters in that show and who they're actually playing in those scenes. Did you see that bread pudding thing I sent you, Brandon?
I did not get that.
I sent it on your Twitter.
Ah, I haven't opened Twitter today. I shall do it now. Let's see. Good Lord. It's.
Describe to people what you're looking at.
I am looking at jiggly bread pudding with a float of caramel in the middle.
when we say bread pudding, it's literally a loaf of bread, but the center is like a pudding.
Yeah, putting like a custard in the middle with
Yeah. The
caramel
bread.
dripped over in the middle.
Yeah. And you scoop it out.
I think you know what? I'm convinced like in this relationship you're trying to keep me fat, so I stay the fat funny one in the on the group here because you always sending me
No.
the fattest foods ever.
No. I said now here, it's only in Japan, so you got to go there to eat it.
Well, that
That's why when you're like, "What do you want? You want something from Japan?" I'm like, "You can't bring that back." Like,
you know what? I'm gonna find this and eat this and send you 84 pictures like you would to me.
it's okay.
That's a lot of effort. I'll send you one. Man, it looks good. That looks real good.
You can post the link. I don't think they'll be able to see it in the chat actually,
Uh,
because it's like can't chat to some
yeah.
people. I'm like, then what's the point?
It's on 9gags Twitter in the last 22 hours. So if you go to their Twitter, you'll see it. Scroll down about 6 posts, and it's this giant loaf of heaven. I would just bite into it like a donut.
Cool part about it is when you're in Japan, you can walk most of that shit off because you're gonna be walking like a motherfucker.
Right. And they encourage, like, how do I say this? Like, really just slurp down your food. You know, all the videos I see, like with the
Yeah.
noodles, they're like, slurp that shit. And I'm like, all right.
Oh yeah, slurping's okay over there.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, you got it. Done and done.
It's rude not to.
Yeah. So. That's weird. We'll see if we actually get to go. So,
No, no.
I mean, we're all good. We got our boosters. Yeah, the only thing that really bugged me with the booster was that I got that little bit of a rash underneath my armpit, like below the hair, and my lymph node was swollen.
Yeah.
But I mean, and
Um,
fatigue. But other than that, worth it.
told you I got mine at the same time I got my flu shot, so I'm certain some of the effects I was getting were part of the flu.
Right.
Whereas my wife was just like zipping around.
Yeah, she should contact the CDC and let them know that she is a 1 out of 1,000,000. I don't know how that happened, but good for her.
I went walking today and I forgot it gets dark around 5 now, around here. And so I'm at this park near my house and it's just me and this fucking old dude about, I don't know, about a eighth of a mile ahead of me, right? It's like
Uh-huh.
maybe like half a block,
Right.
like ahead of me. And he looks back, sees me, and then just pops open a cigarette and starts walking in that direction. I'm just like, I got
You
this fucking
dick.
smoke coming. I'm like, what the? You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be smoking at the fucking park, bro. You know.
Yeah.
First off, and his dog wasn't on a leash, so like his dog came running up to fucking sniff me, which is fine. But it's like, I don't know your dog. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, it says keep dogs on leash. It's like my buddy. Every time someone has an NFT, my buddy says, "See, where you're gonna keep fighting it." I'm like, I don't give a fuck. People do wrong shit all the fucking time. If people
Yeah.
did the right thing, we wouldn't be having this fucking pandemic right now. You
Yeah.
know, we'd have like 100% fucking what do you call it? Vaccine. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
fucking people doing all the.
I
Thanks, Greg.
yeah. I posted that the classic Spider-Man I made. I was pretty happy about it. And then someone messaged me like, "Bro, you should make NFTs of this. You'd make a shit ton of money." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm highly against NFT and what they do to the earth. So hard pass. Plus, most people who make NFTs just steal and use other artists' art. Not a fan." And they unfollowed me.
Yeah, they're like, well, you know, McFarlane. I don't give a shit what he does. He ended up bankrupt twice. You know what I mean? Like, go read The World versus Todd McFarlane. I have.
For those that are listening, me and Rob are both anti NFTs. So
You think I don't want to make fucking a lot of money? Easy. Like, here's a digital fucking drawing. I just sell for $1,000,000. It's like beyond that. A lot of people that are claiming they're making money aren't. They don't record transactions. What they really do is they buy their own shit enough times that they can claim they sold something for a certain amount of money. And they just like they take it a loan, you know,
yeah,
and then they trick some other fucking fool into fucking. God, this it's like man, I would love it, but how do
right.
I say this? When you know ever seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street?
Mm-hmm.
That dude's crowing about it. So if the fucking guy, the Wolf of Wall Street is like, this is the next big thing, I'm like, yeah, it's money laundering. You know? Look, if it caused no problem, if it wasn't burning through a month's worth of fucking electricity per one transaction, then okay, fine. If someone wants to be dumb enough to give me fucking 100 grand for a digital drawing, I'm not gonna fucking be like,
Right.
don't. You know? But it's just like, you know, look, and nothing I can do right now to stop global warming, but at least I can fucking have a conscience when I'm dying and the whole planet's on fire. I'm like, well, I didn't fucking contribute to that bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you're using electricity now. Yeah, I got no choice, you know? You got a choice in that.
Yeah.
You want to not use electricity? You seen how our, I don't know, Brad, I don't know about you, but have you seen our cities treat the homeless?
Yeah.
You know? Probably don't want to, probably don't want to be on that side of the fence, you know?
Okay.
Why is all of a sudden everyone trying to help me make money? Hey man, I could just sell my prints for fucking $300. You could buy that too, right? I'll sell one print. You'll only be the one print ever for 100 grand. How about that?
Right.
You'll get it. You'll be the only one who has it. I'll never sell it again. They don't want to do that. You know why? Because it's a fucking scam.
Yeah. Ugh.
Thanks, Greg. I will. I will try.
He said good, not great.
Great thing about NFT people is they let you know who they are. You know, so I can
Mhm.
block them. Just I don't want nothing to do it. Dig
I
yourself into the ground. You know.
one of my I hate to say this, one of my favorite artists just did their first NFT,
Oh yeah, yeah. I have a friend too.
and
He's
I'm just
posting
like,
about here's my drops tomorrow, and I'm just like, well, People make fucking bad decisions every day, man. You know.
Yeah, it sucks.
You know,
Literally,
10
one of
years
my
ago, the same people were telling me about, man, you just buy a house and you flip it. Like, remember that?
yeah.
How'd that work out for everyone? How many artists jumped on the buy Copics and make a lot of money on commissions bandwagon several years ago, Brandon?
Yeah.
Did it solve all their problems?
No, did not.
I hope one day the IRS just fucking confiscates all their shit.
It's a possibility.
Before that, it was, sketch cards. You just do sketch cards, and then you'll be rolling in dough. You'll be able to sell each one. So you do them for free. You do 100 of them for free, but then they'll give you like 6 of the official ones, and you could sell those for like $500 a pop.
Facts.
How'd that work out for everyone? Would you buy the people buy their first house with that?
All right.
These are the same people that try to convince my family to buy a timeshare every year.
Good investment. What do you know, Rob? Meanwhile, you could be sitting in Florida right now.
You got me.
Yeah.
Whatever was I thinking?
Soaking up that just waves of goodness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would always prefer owning physical actual art. That's always been my thing. Like I'd rather just spend the money and get a sketch or a piece of art or a page of art than something digital. Something about having the real art and having it in front of you and seeing all the scratch marks, the pen strokes, everything, paintbrushes, everything.
Yeah, so people should just spend a couple $100,000 on that. I'm all for it. Give me fucking couple $100,000. Like, it just because it's not real money. It's NFT money. It's like crypto. And they're like, well, then you go here, and then you cash it out. And I'm like, you sure? You know? And I just fucking depleted the power from like 3 fucking nations. You know? Why do you care about the Earth so much? Why don't you? You live here.
Right.
Hey man, then we can do about that. Got to get ours while we can get it. Then the government's going to come back one day and go, you know what? Actually, you didn't pay enough taxes on that fucking crypto transaction. Now you owe 30 grand. You
Yeah.
know? And you're like, I didn't even make 30 grand on it. You'll see. Yeah, but it's going for the current rate, so we back fucking did it with interest. Look, man, I've had enough go wrong in my life to know when I'm like, yeah, no. You know?
Yeah.
That'll never happen. And then when it does, what? Do I get to go put so and so on the internet told me it never was going to happen? You know, I'm sorry, Mr. IRS guy. So and so on the internet told me that'll never happen. What am I supposed to do when they're wrong? Suffer. You want to know how I know it won't work out? It won't work out because too many little people are. It benefits too many people. And one thing I know about the system we live in, it's not designed for the many to benefit.
Yeah.
Remember how everyone was supposed to get rich being an Uber driver? Good side hustle, second job. Car's just sitting there. Now you've worn down your car to a nub. You can't get a used car for any. Used cars go for new car prices now.
Yeah.
You know, gas is $7 a fucking gallon. Like Brandon, you know, like
Yeah. I just had to spend $500 on getting mine fixed. I still got more shit to do. I'll be good to go Wednesday for the podcast, but I won't be available Thursday through Saturday night for anything. I'm working extra for this tournament, a couple hours away, so I'll be staying at my mom's and working overtime. But I'm good to go Wednesday. So I think it's official. I think I'm pretty much going to get an Oculus Quest 2.
oh yeah.
My wife's sister brought hers over, and like it was just fucking amazing. I played the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners game, and I'm just
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking around and I'm grabbing a zombie by the head. I'm breaking a beer bottle and I'm trying to stab it, and I'm like, this shit's crazy. Like playing Beat Saber, that was great.
You
I
should play
put
the
on
Star Wars pinball.
I put on. Well, I didn't get to do a lot because they didn't have much, and I didn't know what to download or, you know what I mean. Like I just kind of went through what I could.
Kyle's here, Brandon.
Hey, Kyle.
Kyle's here.
What am
Hi.
I? How's my volume?
It's okay. Let me turn it up a little bit. Go ahead now.
Okay.
Your
Hey,
volume's okay. Can you do something about your voice?
I was no. It's always going to sound this stupid, Brandon.
It doesn't sound stupid. It actually sounds smart. Like if Kermit and a scientist had a baby.
Oh.
See, Kyle. See, he's a writer. He writes comedy. Come on, Brandon. Tell us a joke. It's fun. I like this humor. Good job.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, so Kyle, I was talking about I played the Oculus Quest 2 and played Beat Saber, played the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners game, played some bowling and baseball with these little minion creatures. That shit was cool. Just looking around and seeing a stadium around me. Watched some YouTube videos in 360. That was pretty fun. Put a movie on the IMAX style screen, like you talked about, Rob, where it's just massive
Yeah, but I've
wall.
ripped all my 3D movies so I can watch it in 3D,
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to get that because anything that
which
you
now I
have,
can share with you.
you
Yeah.
could share with
Yeah.
me. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a go. And then I looked up like you said, the ROMs or the emulators or whatever games you can play. And I'm like, yeah, I'd like to maybe wait for the PlayStation VR 2, but that's going to be probably like $500 compared to if I can get an Oculus Quest 2 on Black Friday for like 200, maybe 250. So,
Hey, Allison. Yeah, don't stress. Brandon can't be on the rest of the week, so I'll just have you on then.
um, yeah, I'm only good for tonight. I'll be working and stuff the other nights. Yeah, it was amazing. It was so cool. I didn't get all sweaty like the first time when I played yours. I think when I first played yours, I just didn't know what to expect with the 360, and it kind of made me dizzy, and that made me sweat a lot. And I was also a lot fatter. But this time, I knew what to expect. I sat down, I set the perimeters or whatever. You could set the room thing, and
No, see, Brandon, you didn't use the Oculus. You used my DK1. That was a prototype.
okay,
And so the field of view is increased, the refresh rate's higher, the resolution's higher. It's a completely different experience than.
gotcha. Okay, yeah, because I didn't get dizzy at all with this compared to like that one. I was like, okay, because I was worried about that. I told her, I said, hey, maybe I should play this sitting down because I tried one of my buddies. I didn't remember which one it was. And I was like, I got real dizzy. But she's like, no, that's weird. And I'm like, well, and I tried this and I was fine. So it's weird. She recorded me like sitting there playing. And it's weird seeing yourself playing the Oculus, from someone else's
You
point
ever
of
watch
view.
yourself, Brandon? You never
It's
want to
weird.
watch yourself in bed. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you never want to
It,
see yourself going to the bathroom either. It's not meant for you to watch yourself. It's meant for you to be in the system. Like, like
yeah. I'm
when people go, I
just,
look stupid. People look stupid when they play video games. You ever watch them when they're sitting there?
yeah.
And they scream and throw a temper tantrum.
You're seeing me like I
Yeah.
have one
You ever
hand
watch
up.
people watch movies? Hey,
Yeah.
Kyle, you ever sit in a theater and watch someone watch a movie? Like, it's pretty pathetic.
I'm usually watching the movie itself.
Not during Age of Apocalypse or X-Men Apocalypse. Like, I'm looking around the room like, the fuck out of here. Are all
I, tr-
watching this?
I tried to rewatch that the other night just to see as bad as I remembered, and it was.
Oh, it's horrible.
It was so bad. I'm like, why you gotta do my favorite villain like that? Why? My favorite
Yeah.
X-Men
I,
villain.
I think the best part about Age of Apocalypse is the sick lady with all the keys in the belt bag.
Oh yeah, that was our experience. Let's be fair. It's called Apocalypse. It's not. They didn't fuck up Age of Apocalypse yet.
Oh,
Which, by the way, did you see Kyle? They announced they're doing that X-Men cartoon on Disney Plus.
I saw they were doing an X-Men cartoon, but
X-Men
Yeah,
'97.
and
okay.
they're getting a lot of the original team from that. The
A
original
lot of the
director of
voices.
those, he's on board. Yeah, and the boys is.
Oh, so
But
it's
it
just a
makes
continuation then of.
continuation. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
continuation.
nice.
And they're gonna do
So,
the. Oh, go ahead. You can say it.
no, go ahead, Brandon.
Oh, I was gonna say what you're gonna say that they're the people who did the What If series are gonna be the ones. Looks like
Yeah,
coming.
it's the same. It's Marvel Animation that they're
Yeah.
doing it. Well, Marvel Studios. But my hope is that they actually do Age of Apocalypse. That's right, Brandon,
I would
with
love
the
that.
actual costume. Yeah,
I
yeah,
would. I
yeah.
would eat that up.
It's got to be in the works, Brandon. You
Oh,
know.
for sure. For sure. Mm,
And now that they own the Fantastic Four, they can do the Onslaught storyline if they wanted to.
that'd be cool.
So it wasn't as good, but it was still cool.
All right. I'm all for it.
So, Brandon, have you been watching Arcane?
I haven't got to yet. I'm gonna. It's on my list. Me and the wife we got our booster last Wednesday, and then over the weekend her sister came in town because her birthday is tomorrow. So I just haven't had time. We just played the Oculus and they watched like scary movies and shit and drank. So I just didn't
One
get to watch
second.
it.
Thanks, Elias. Appreciate it. JC, thank you. But feel free to ask any questions anytime, Elias. Yeah, how many episodes are you in, Kyle?
Just the first 3. Because didn't they release
on
more yesterday or the day before?
Yeah, I'm on episodes. I just finished 5.
Okay.
So 6 will be the next one. Yeah, we were talking earlier on the stream, and people were asking me, what game adaptation would you like next? And, I went through my usuals, but the more I think about it, because I have 2 Psychonaut games plus a VR, and I got, we got Jack and Dax, we got plenty of long ass games. I really just want a Battle Chasers series animated like Arcane. Like, that's that's what I want.
Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's too much to ask, Kyle.
Hey, Psycho. Yeah, I'm here. Brandon's here too.
Thanks.
Brandon's like, Dad?
Have we talked Dune yet, Brandon? Or not Brandon, Rob?
Oh no, you and I have not talked Dune. I saw that they were doing that thing with the Q&A or the Jeff Goldsmith, and I was like, right when I was gonna go like fucking tell you, you're like, I got in. I'm like, because I remembered you signed up for it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So awesome. How was it?
It's good. I enjoyed it more the second time around. Yeah.
But how was the Q&A?
It was pretty short. So it was just Denis and the 2 screenwriters. And the first screenwriter didn't really know Dune at all, going into it. And then the second guy they brought in later on is a huge Dune fanatic. So it was interesting hearing kind of their different approaches to the material.
Yeah, I'm reminded when Jeff did when right before X-Men 2 came out, I went up there. He was at the ArcLight, and he did a Q&A with David Hayter. No, actually, this was for actual Watchmen. Sorry, I saw him the other time, but the second time I saw him was with David. Was with Watchmen, and so he had David Hayter who did the first screenplay that was going to go into production, and then the actual screenwriter was there, and it was funny listening to the screenwriter justify why he changed David's ending. And then David Hayter, it's all in the old. It's not the Q&A. It's before when he did before that. I have it. The Sienna. I can't remember what it's called. Something else. But anyway, but it was fun because you're just like you're listening to like the guy that got hired was clearly more of like in the Zack Snyder pool of writing, and David Hayter was coming from like a writers, like a more of a Chris McQuarrie kind of like school of writing. So
Yeah, so the first screenwriter they brought on to work with Denis, he's like this super old guy. He's never done sci-fi before, apparently.
he's written Bagpipes, so he knows he's good to go. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, it's not my cup of tea. But I do think if there's a real critique to be made of the material that they created, it's that I just think the designs are very. Uh, this is the phrase I heard recently that I'd never really thought about before, but art stationy. Like the designs are extremely, extremely safe. It's like what you expect to see in a CGI portfolio versus anything you haven't seen before. Like I didn't mind it so much of Blade Runner because that universe sort of started all this, but I would like to have seen them go further than, hey, look, it's a bug ship. I'm like, yeah, we got that in Star Wars Attack. That's the prequels, and we got that in Avatar, and just so it's just like, what else you got? Like
What else you got?
but It's a fine movie, man. It's just not my cup of tea.
I wouldn't watch it again.
No.
No. I mean, there was a couple parts I liked where I was like, oh, shit, that's dope. But, I mean, I live in the desert. So just seeing a whole bunch of sand and people just annoyed by sand, I'm like, that's like a haboob for me. If I go outside, we get hit with a dust storm. No, I mean,
Yeah,
it
my
was,
least favorite part of Mando is when they go to the desert planets. I'm like, man, we've only done this.
I want to see tropical shit.
Or anything at this point. Like, I think Dune was supposed to be more out there and it's done. I'm like, well, we have to make our money back, and I'm like, obviously that was irrelevant. That movie made less than Blade Runner, and it's getting another movie. Like, it just bums me out. Like, we no Blade Runner, but this. All right, I guess this is how people feel about James Cameron. This is what he's gonna spend his time making. Fine.
I like the scenes with the witch mom and stuff like that, where she's like they get captured and she's like using the voice and kicks the shit out of those people in the ship. I thought that part was cool. The whole rah, 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 use the voice. I don't know.
It's just that it's got this stuff. It's interesting to see what Lucas borrowed from, obviously, but then it's also interesting to see what he took for the prequels, like the Chosen One shit. Which I'm just like, you could really have just not done with that. Like that's the thing I'm the least interested in, in this whole. But I'm not the one. I'm the one. I'm like, we've done this so many times, you know. So that's like just something I can't sit through. I was more interested if they had, like, in the beginning when Duncan, Florida or Illinois, Idaho, right? Duncan,
Yeah.
Idaho. He, like he's in that cool ship that pulls in, and I'm like, it'd be cool if like you got to go with him out on patrol before that as he docked in a little bit, or when he dropped on the shit on Arrakis, you got to spend time with him and like a no dialogue kind of scene, where he's like out there like working with. It's just a lot of like telling me I gotta care about people. And
Hmm.
like I would have liked to seen their friendship more than just hear about it. It's like
Yeah. Have you read the books?
I read the first book a lot, like back in junior high.
Okay.
I don't know how to read.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I
it's
felt the
true.
same about Duncan, that he really has no backstory, and the relationship between him and Paul really isn't earned in the film. They're just like, hey, we're best friends. All right, bye. Oh,
Right.
hey, best friend, you're back. Oh, now you're dead.
Like Obi-Wan and Anakin. Like, hey,
Uh,
cause okay, all right. you know.
yeah, and
So,
I guess, part of that is just, hey, we have to tell this entire complicated book in only 2 movies, so we got to skip a lot of
yeah,
stuff, or else it's going to be a 20-hour long movie. So I
bit of a
understand that,
shame.
but yeah, it really would work better as a mini series.
Yeah,
What kind of like they did before, but this time with a budget.
yeah. That's how I feel. So it's just like we live in a different time, man.
Yeah,
It's like
I think having read the book, I think I read it 5 years ago, so it's somewhat fresh in my mind, was very helpful watching the movie, because they do cut out so much that I can kind of fill in a lot of the relationships and backstory that they're just sort of tossing out.
yeah. Imagine if they had to tell Civil War, but they only had 2 movies to do it with no previous MCU. like, like, okay, all right, like I don't know. It's like if you can't get Harry Potter really down, they got to break those books didn't really fit into films either, So it's just like I guess, man. So it's fine. It's just people are like, "Oh, it's fucking so great." I'm like, It's fine. It's fine. It's fine." You know. Big fan of Greg's cinematography. Yeah.
So
Hit or miss on the music.
I both loved and hated the cinematography. It was almost too beautiful to the point where I was talking to someone, they summed it up. It looked like a perfume commercial. Like, yeah, it looked more like a perfume commercial than it did a movie. And one thing that Roger Deakins talks a lot about in his podcast is not being too in love with the beauty of a shot when it's detrimental to telling the story. And I felt like a lot of it was just a lot of beautiful shots that didn't help tell the story any better. They were just like, oh, look how beautiful this is. Oh, look at this pretty lens flare. Oh, here's some sand with like the sun. Like, oh man.
You're learning JJ's tricks.
And I enjoy a nice looking shot as much as any other human being, but it
A lot of
felt
good B-roll.
it felt a little excessive. They could have
When I
cut out about
see
a
the
half hour of those extra shots and developed characters instead.
when I see the Batman trailer, I do worry that those shots are overproduced. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it looks amazing, but what's really happening there? Like because if it's all style and no substance, that isn't any better.
Yeah.
It's almost more frustrating. So I don't know, man. Like when people shit on Avatar, I go make it. Get back to me. like, like that could be a whole lot less interesting. You know. I mean, did he side on like the easy route for the storytelling? Sure, but there's a version of that where it's super complicated, and I don't think it makes it better. Like it's very difficult. I mean, as much as I love The Abyss, bro, that was not a movie that resonated very well when it came out. My uncle straight up hated it. They were the nerds. My dad liked it because he liked the Navy stuff. And then when the aliens show up, my dad's like, "Hey," he'd walk out. Like, it's like, all right, Dad. But it's fine. I don't know, man. Like, like in terms of that director, my hope is the Sicario side of him doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It's like he's jumping to Tenant levels quicker than Nolan did. like, like don't take it too serious, man. Like sometimes when it's too serious, you end up with a movie like that where you're just like, the fuck did I just watch? Does he even know what he's making now? Now, I'll be honest. Was it 19? Was it no 1917? It was Dunkirk. I really like Dunkirk. So
No, I thought aside from the sound design, it was kind of boring.
no, see, I like it. I like a World War II movie that doesn't talk. I'm tired of World War II movies that talk. Just don't talk. You can't hear most of the shit during combat anyway. That's what I liked about it.
Allison says she wants more Blade Runner, and she's also looking forward to more Avatar. Psychotech says, I loved it, the whole all industry, but think Dune was supposed to be more out there in its design.
I wanted more Blade Runner, man. It bums me out. Like, I don't feel that story was complete, Kyle. It was for the movie, but I felt like there was more going on after that.
Yeah, just give it another 20 years, and
Oh, great.
because first Blade Runner was not financially successful in the theater.
Warner Bros. Doesn't seem to care about making money now, right? They just go fuck it.
It's like, just put it on HBO Max.
As long as it's in 3D.
Like, we'll just sell some NFTs to pay for it.
Oh no! Damn it! Damn you, Kyle.
That was a nice callback.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Kyle, do you have an Oculus?
No,
Have you tried one?
I don't think I've tried the Oculus. I've played around with a couple of the other headsets, the HTC Vive or whatever that is.
I haven't seen that one.
That one's a few years old.
Yeah, I want one now.
You have to get the custom strap though, Brandon. The Pro strap. Just letting you know.
Because I have a big head.
The strap that comes with the fucking headset sucks. Just letting you know.
Got it.
It's a shame. It's the strap that used to come with the system, but they decided to go, we're gonna stick. It's like when fucking Sony and Nintendo wouldn't give you an HDMI cable. You know, you're like, thanks, Nintendo.
Huh.
Like
it's a 720p system, but no HDMI cable. Thanks.
From what I've seen or heard about the PlayStation VR 2, it looks great, and the whole things with like the controllers with the adaptive triggers and things like that's all great. But then I started thinking, like, do I really want to be plugged into a system?
I told you you're not going to want that. Now I will probably get one because I really want to start using Dreams to do VR painting.
Is that what you sent me before? Was that on the PlayStation or was that on the Oculus?
That's PlayStation. Yeah.
Fuck. See, I couldn't remember. I was like, Rob sent me this like painting, graffiti, something on a VR thing, and it looked awesome.
Yeah, Kyle. You should look into it for previs. It's called Dreams. I could send you some videos from a guy that really works in it, but like, it's really intuitive to sculpt, even if you're not good at it, and build shit. But it's also interactive, so you can basically build little walking arounds. You could actually do full previs in Dreams.
Yeah, I watched a YouTube video last week of a guy who is building like Hellboy and some other stuff in Dreams.
Nice.
He wants to do like game design, so he's kind of creating his own Hellboy game with it.
Yeah, I've used every tool there is for VR, and none of them have been intuitive, but that seems to be the one. When I watch them use it, I'm like, oh, wow, look, you can just reach up and grab shit way in the background, and it works, you know? So, like, because they were focused on getting results, you know, and not, like, building a bunch of fucking tools, and then you figure out. That's the problem with most, you know, graphics apps, or creation apps of any kind, is they just create a bunch of fucking things you could do, but then it's up to you to figure out how to make that actually work, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Dreams is designed to be intuitive, you know? So.
Is that just for the Oculus, or is that for?
That's just for PlayStation. It's
for PlayStation.
Sony exclusive, yeah. So I didn't want to spend the $100 on a PSVR. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll just wait for the VR2. You know, I'm pretty certain I can get one at launch because you know I got a PS5. I can get a PSVR at launch. Pretty certain.
When do you actually think they're going to launch it?
No clue though. That's the thing. I'm like, I don't want to wait another year. So I'm always keeping an eye out for a used VR that's super cheap. You know, just in case. But yeah.
But, so you have to have a PlayStation and a PSVR to
at least a PS4. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, then you do all the stuff in Dream, and it's a tax write-off. You got it for work.
That's what I tell him. I know, right? But you're still spending money. But yeah.
Would I be able to watch my movies in 3D on a PSVR?
If you have Skybox, I don't know. I've not used it much other than the demo that my buddy had. You know, but Dreams is the only software I'd be using it for. I really wouldn't be like, oh, I want to use this other stuff. You know, I think the Quest is way better for that.
Okay.
Like if you wanted to watch 3D movies, man, just get a Quest, get Skybox, and then I'll send you all my fucking movies. You know, download them and watch them because it's super easy, man. Like,
yeah,
that's another reason why I would want to get the Quest 2, because anything that you have that's fucking badass, you could just send to me. So I'm like, all those 3D movies and cool shit. I could be watching, right there.
I mean, I already have a bunch of 3D movies, so I'm good.
Mr. Fancy Pants. Oh.
Well, that was
Shit.
the whole reason I bought my TV back in 2016, because that was the last year they were doing 3D on the 4K OLEDs. They're like, it's going away after this. So I was like, all right,
Yeah.
better buy the TV so I can get 3D.
LG's talked about bringing it back recently because I'm like, someone saw camera must have gave him a demo. Like, no, it's because it's Cameron gave him a demo. Like, I guarantee it.
That'd be cool. Not that I need an excuse to buy a new TV, but
Right.
Well, at the very least, it's like there's some great short throw projectors that they all do 3D now. So
yeah.
that's been my plan for the living room. Whenever that TV goes, we'll get an ultra short throw, and then you spend money on the screen and shit, but to get a nice 150-inch fucking VR movie projected, it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
All things considered.
I'd have to say my TV's probably my best technology investment, because normally you get something new and you're like, oh, this is cool, this looks really awesome, and after a while it's just normal. Like, I still, I bought this thing, actually I bought it in 2017, and I still turn it on and throw on a movie and still find myself just like, man, this looks so good. I'm still
That's how I feel
impressed.
at the Bravi I bought. Like because it's got that 120 hertz mode,
Yeah.
and YouTube videos just don't. They don't. I don't know how to describe it, folks. When you have 120 hertz, like Demon Souls, running at 60 frames per second at, I think it's at 1440, but you can't tell fucking with the way they're doing their upraising. It's so like you just look at the colors, you almost go into a trance. You're like, oh, it's like what the fuck is this? Like it's so fucking awesome. You like my draw right over the roughy in color, Kyle? Versus this is the thing I've been working on over the last year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Like throw no lines away.
Use them all.
No lines left behind.
Yeah. Thanks, Brandon.
You're welcome.
Are these series of Batman kind of chunkies? Is it for someone in particular, or just the
No,
Batman worked, like the
I
Batman
have
worked well?
I have absolutely no contracts right now
Okay.
with anybody for anything. So I am literally just ticking off the fucking list of shit to do while I, still have the chance. So, and right now I'm not at, like back at like my full 100% creative whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, these are supposed to be physical commissions, which I still got to do a color pencil version of this, but I'm like, I feel like doing the digital now. So I thought I was done with my commissions, but a couple of the people that were like, no, I wanted to buy a digital or another version of that. I'm like, what? Forgot I said okay. I'm like, great.
Pew, 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 pew.
Did you see The Last Night in Soho?
No.
If I can go
Should
to a
I?
movie theater, I would have seen it. Oh, it's fucking Edgar Wright. Thought you were a big Edgar Wright guy.
Yeah, I forgot that movie was coming out.
Kyle's like, it's not worth my life. That one.
No, it probably is. I tend to enjoy his movies. I just haven't had my finger on the pulse of what's coming out, really.
And they didn't really market it much either, you know?
Nah. Is it streaming or
No.
nah? The only movie I've gone to the theater for was Dune. So I'll catch everything when it comes out on video instead.
If I can find like a 1 a.m. 3D IMAX on Spider-Man like a weekend when no one goes, maybe I might.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Maybe, but a lot of things have to line up, Kyle. You know what I mean? Like
It's got to be like week 2, weekday, like a
the
Tuesday
very
night at
first or
like
very last, probably the very first showing because of viral load, right? Like, it has
Yeah.
to be like an empty theater. I want to see what those theater seats look like. You know, like,
When does that come out?
December
December
22nd.
17th. I thought it was 17th.
It might be. I thought it was 22nd, but I could be wrong.
So late December.
Yeah,
Yeah,
around the
I'll
time.
I'll watch it January of next year when all the holiday movie watchers are done.
I just wanted to see the 3D. You know, like I told you, if I can see, because the Mysterio stuff in 3D was fucking, and Spider-Man swinging. It's always really great.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't know if I saw the last Spider-Man in 3D or not.
I've been to several movies, but tend to go to the first showing. Ah, Hallison's braver than us.
I haven't been in the movie theater in. When did we go?
If I could rent out an IMAX 3D screen for $100, I would do that for Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been 2 years, I think, for me. 2 years plus. I don't know. I think the last movie might have been. I think the Joker. Me and you saw that. I can't remember anything after that.
Oh, the last movie I saw was Sonic. I remember Sonic the Hedgehog. I was like, that was pretty good.
yeah.
I am shocked.
The theaters here, since they've reopened, haven't been doing early showings. Like they'll do like a 6 o'clock, like a 9 o'clock, and 11:30 or something. But they're not opening any earlier than like 5 or 6. Because I used to go to like, oh, I'll go to 11 a.m. My alarm runs at work.
Like, we're not keeping this theater open for just Kyle and his friends.
Okay, just Kyle. Kyle would have to have friends.
You have us, Kyle.
Turns out your brother's the one who's not keeping the theater open. It's like, no, fuck that dude. I'm not coming at 6 just so this guy can watch a movie at 11. He didn't invite me to New Year's. He didn't invite me to the Dune screening.
I invited my brother.
Did he go?
He had to work.
Oh, that's a shame. I know he's a fan.
So he told you he has to work.
Yeah. Like, you're never working. So where did Spider-Man get a 3D release on disc for like the last movies?
The UK.
Oh, okay.
I have them both.
Okay. I was just looking at
Yeah,
my.
I held off on the the Shang-Chi one because apparently, since it's a Japanese disc, you can get the English, but when it's in English audio, the Cantonese subtitles are in Japanese, not English.
Ha!
So whenever they're speaking Cantonese in the film, you can't read it.
Hmm. I wonder if you could take the 3D, get like a rip of the subtitles from the English disc, and mux them
Right.
together.
My guess is one of these cats in this group I follow will do it, and when they do it, then I'll consider. But what's the point, you know?
Yeah.
For now, like.
I just watched Shang-Chi a couple days ago. I was not very impressed with the CGI. It was, as far as Marvel goes, it was pretty shoddy.
I imagine uh, the pandemic had something to do with that.
Maybe.
A
It was,
lot of studios, bro, couldn't work for a while, man. You know, like
it was
for
pretty
quite a
bad.
while.
It's
I
like,
have a feeling that that's a temporary
am I
problem.
watching the CW?
Stop. It's not that bad.
Wasn't that bad.
Get out of here.
I didn't think it was a bad movie. I think it could have been
Yeah,
maybe like 30
it
minutes
was all right.
shorter. I thought the sister was the coolest part of it. She was badass.
Yeah, she was pretty cool.
I didn't get the fight city that she was in, like I don't know where they went to, Baku or Moku or whatever. I thought they were gonna go to like the what's the city in
Madripoor.
yeah, thank you. I thought that's where it was gonna be at and the whole thing, but whatever. But I mean, I liked it. It was cool. I thought the fight scene on the bus was pretty dope.
Oh yeah, that was good.
But you know, wasn't like I don't know. The movie wasn't bad. It was more entertaining for me than Dune was.
The only movie I straight up didn't like this year, like, was like that's fucking dog shit, is Wonder Woman 84. You know, I think it's a colossal step down from the first Wonder Woman, and at this point, it's worse than Batman versus Superman. So, Batman versus Superman at least has fucking that whole cool opening and that whole
Right.
cool opening. You know, and it is funny when Bruce takes a sink to Superman's head. You know, I guess he's grabbing the kitchen sink. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, I can't think of a single redeeming quality from Wonder Woman 84.
no. Like, I didn't like Birds of Prey, but I didn't think it was a bad movie. It just wasn't, the humor's not my cup of tea. Like, it's just, I don't care for the art direction and the humor. Yeah, but it's not a bad movie. Wonder Woman
Yeah,
84 is not a
it's
good
a
movie.
bad
It's not a
movie.
good movie. And I feel bad because there's a lot of feminist friends of mine who are just like, but it's Wonder Woman. I'm like, you can't give them all a pass. It's not helping the cause. you know.
Yeah, I really wanted to like it.
My wife was so mad after watching it. She gets up and she goes, "I'm going to do a puzzle now." And I just said I didn't know what to say to that, so I just went, "Yep, you do that, baby." Like it was she was just like she just stood up. She's just like, "I'm going to do a puzzle now." Like her brain needed to go somewhere else, I guess, or just focus on something else. And I just said, "Yeah, do that."
That's why when they're like, "Well, Patty Jenkins' Star Wars movie's been delayed," I'm like, they can cancel. I'm not blaming one person for a bad movie. Lord knows, fucking, I didn't like that Wolverine movie that Brandon liked.
Which one?
The Wolverine.
I didn't like that movie.
You
Andy
said you
liked that
liked it, but
movie.
it has the no, it
No,
has the suit, the one thing, the thing where he sees in the
no,
suitcase, and
no,
all right,
no.
Brandon, I gotta go dig out the podcast.
Dig it up. I
But
dare you. You're wrong. I told you Andy liked that. Me and Andy went to go see that movie in theaters. And at the end of the movie, I was in the Silver Samurai shit when he's drilling into his bones. I'm literally sitting up in my seat staring dead at Andy's face for him inviting us to go see it because I didn't like the first one. No.
but that team went on to make Logan, so anything's possible, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you need to fix Wonder Woman before you jump in franchises and shit. you know, fix it. I mean, had that movie come out into theaters, it would have bombed, bro. You know, would have had a decent opening weekend and then colossal drop.
Yeah.
I
I
liked
think they were.
oh, go ahead.
I think they were saved a lot of embarrassment by that going to HBO Max. There was no pandemic, it would have been a bad, bad look for them. Go ahead, Brandon.
I would say I liked Black Widow. I thought that was good. I saw that one kind of recently.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
decent.
I liked the little sister actress character. I thought she really carried the movie well.
it's because she's the new Black Widow, Brandon.
Right, I'm just saying that actress is really good and funny. And I thought,
That's an enjoyable film. I enjoyed it. It's a solid 3.5 star film for me. Like that's if they could make a Batman movie, like if they could make just a bunch of them that at that level, we'd be fine. Like they keep striving for Oscars. It's just like fucking dude dressed up as a bat and punches people, man. You know, like, like it's not. But this time he's gonna stop the dude from riddling the deaths and the murders. You're like, all right, you know. Okay. Took you 6 years to conjure up that story. Let's see.
Oh yeah, if reviews are good, I'll go see the new Matrix as well in the theater. After you mentioned redeeming the Wonder Woman franchise, it's like, oh yeah, someone else needs to redeem a franchise.
That's what I have HBO
We'll see.
Max for.
We'll see how that goes.
I'll just sit real close to the screen and I'll feel like I'm in a movie theater. It's good enough for me. you know, I love Cloud Atlas. You know, I do think the Wachowskis are capable. I love it. I think it's good
And
sci-fi.
Speed Racer.
Yeah, but that's more recent. Didn't care for Jupiter's Ascending, whatever that was. I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on with Sense 8. I'm like, I'm not smart enough for this. Like, that is everything about science fiction I don't care for. But I like Cloud Atlas a lot. My only gripe would be um, Hugo Weaving's makeup job when he becomes a German housewife or whatever. Like, or the nurse was a nurse. That was a little like, all right. I guess you have to go cartoonish for that. But I was like, okay. I think that's ready for shade.
do it.
What? There's more Fraggle Rock coming?
Yeah, apparently.
I see you shared the trailer.
Yeah, the Henson company's still putting out quality stuff, man. I like Dark Crystal a lot, so.
Yeah, it's a bummer they didn't finish up that story arc.
Yep. Methinks they thought they was going to get a renewal. That'll be season 2. Not so careful, buddy. It's on Apple TV. I will not be paying for that. So I got to find a way to give them money that doesn't involve me fucking subscribing to Apple TV. 'Cause I'm not doing it. I will. They will get my money one way or another. I wish I could just donate to them directly. Do I have to give it to Apple?
I need to see if I can still redeem my free year of Apple TV.
Probably not.
Huh.
Can I have it? What do you need it for, Kyle?
Ted Lasso? That's why I need it.
Yeah.
Do you? Do you really?
Now he wants to watch Ted Lasso.
Kyle, would you rather spend the day with Jeff Goldblum or Paul Rudd?
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum.
Ah. Kyle, why Paul Rudd? Because he looks like he'd give you a good hug if you're upset.
I feel like Jeff Goldblum, if I was hanging out with him, he'd just be like too cool to go do stuff.
Right? You'd want to go to like a
Right.
jazz bar and drink like fancy drinks.
Yeah, whereas Paul Rudd would be just, let's go have fun, man.
Yeah.
I feel the opposite. I feel like Jeff Goldblum could spend the whole night being fascinated by a Roomba. You know? No drugs needed. Just Goldblum provides the fucking fascination. You know? Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. He's doing that. Look at him. Just going around the floor. Like I just sit back with a glass of wine. Keep talking, Jeff. Like let's play some Demon Souls, Mr. Goldblum.
So I feel like Paul Rudd would be more likely to play video games with you than Jeff.
Yeah, I'd go get like pizza or burgers with Paul Rudd and then want to do some kind of dumb activity like go-karts.
Yeah.
And I would like to hug him. He seems like he would just hug you real nice. I do. He just seems so happy. Like he gives off positive vibes, and I'm such a grumpy, irritable person. So I'd just be like, Paul Rudd, and he'd be like, yeah. I'm like, can I get a hug? And he can be like, yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, man. And then we dance because he always likes dancing. So I'm like, let's dance, man. And we put on some music and we dance.
You've really worked out this fantasy, Brandon.
Sexiest man alive this year. He won sexiest man alive.
Yeah, well, I know it's right above your bed on a poster.
Hell yeah. Well, I keep the magazine underneath my bed so the wife doesn't find it. But yeah. No shame in saying I'd like to hug Paul Rudd. I'd also like to hug a bear. The animal, not a man. I think it'd be cool to hug a bear. They look so fluffy like a giant dog.
You know they're the same species, right?
Yes, you've told me. Every time I've ever mentioned a bear, you've told me.
'Cause I don't think you know that.
I know that because you've told me every time I've mentioned a bear.
They're closer to bears than wolves. Those are wolves. No, bears. Watch bears having a good time in a pool, and you're gonna be like, "That looks just like my dog." Like, yeah.
Ouch.
Do a little soft shade.
Softy.
Dude was asking me, I was like, "You have any lighting tips?" I mean, yeah, focus on one light source, core shadow, cast shadow. He was like, "Well, what about secondary lighting?" I said, "My advice to you is to stick with one lighting source." If we start doing all this fucking bounce lights and ambient occlusion and all this bullshit.
So basically, you didn't say what he wanted to hear.
Yeah, he was hoping for like high end, and I'm like, that will not make your art better. Like, what happened is you're gonna end up creating a lot of stuff that's relying on these weird rendering techniques. You get that stuff down, then you can start worrying about all that other shit. But if someone's asking for help, then I know they don't got that shit down yet.
Have help, Rob? I've helped you enough.
You really don't. Like,
Thanks.
you don't. Like, what do you want me to do?
Lie to me. Tell me I'm pretty.
Brandon's like, I just want to hug Paul Rudd.
I do. Tell me you met Paul Rudd, and he goes, "Hey man, can I get a hug?" You're gonna say no to Paul Rudd?
Yeah, he ruined the last season of fucking Friends.
And he would say it like that too. Hey man, you'd be like, "Hey."
I just took the job. I didn't. Yeah, I know you did. I didn't like it. I didn't like the job.
More hugs from me and Kyle.
Yep, we don't have to share with Rob.
Yeah, Rob, none for you.
Bummer. Whatever will I do?
Cry about it.
You can go cry on Jeff Goldblum's shoulder.
The Roomba will catch your tears.
Sweep them away. Do you have more of these, more Batman characters in the pipeline?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first I got to do a digital version of Nightfall and regular Batman, so I have those.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got this Harley and this Azrael coming, so I got the whole 90s.
Okay.
So I'm covering the whole little 90s run first.
Speaking of 90s Batman, aren't they bringing the animated series back?
They are. It's not the continuation though. It's Bruce Timm and all them, but it's called the Cape Crusader, and it's going to be set like in the 30s. So it'll look more like, remember when he did that little one-off one where Batman was like in the 30s a couple years ago, or like 5 years ago?
I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of cool, though.
It's the way I think the live-action movie should have gone. It should be set in the 30s, or at least start in the 20s, like during Prohibition. You know, like Boardwalk Empire. Give Batman 10 years and then have Superman show up in the 30s during the Great Depression, you know? And they all have to team up in the 40s during World War II. Wonder Woman. There's your 3 arc. Look at that shit. Oh, it's so hard.
You should be a writer.
No. Someone the other day was telling me about, the structure. I'm like, I don't want to hear it with you fucking people. You know? If it were that easy, every producer would be out there. They'll oh, you know the structure, bro. I'm like, I get it.
Well, do you know, Rob?
I gotta figure out how I want to do that.
You know who else knows structure? Simon Kinberg. How'd that work out for him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't. They say these things, Kyle, and I'm just like it's like, what emotional journey do you want these characters to go down? Why don't we start there? I just think visually that the 20s and 30s is a much better romp for. I think probably the 30s because you can do it during the Great Depression, the whole thing, right? So it's like, between the mobsters and that whole look, and quite frankly, it'd be dangerous for Batman to be Batman in the 30s. It was supposed to now, he could just have unlimited super attack and shit,
Yeah.
But
I thought originally that's what they were talking about doing with this last Batman movie, is that he's supposed to be more of a detective and less of a just action hero.
sure.
Then I saw the trailer and I was like, well, that does not seem to be the case.
I need to do a block in because I don't know. I think I want them backlit. Pick one light source, Rob. Core shadows. Cat shadow.
I've been reading Invincible lately.
Oh yeah.
Like
I'm liking it.
you've never read it before, or rereading it?
Never read it before.
Oh, where are you at?
I just finished. Let's see. like story-wise or issue-wise?
You could just say story. I don't remember. I have every issue ever. I have all the trades, and then I have the giant. You can just tell me story arc wise because I don't remember exactly issue wise.
Yeah, because I have the Ultimate Collection books, and I just finished book 2, so that is him. I think the last stories in there is the single story about Alan the alien.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You digging it?
Yeah, I just ordered all the rest of the books.
Nice.
Now that I've gotten a couple of the collections deep into reading, I started watching the Amazon show because I wanted
Oh,
to
okay.
wait. I had read enough so that I wasn't. Uh, I guess I wanted to read the book first before I watched the show. So
Right.
I feel like I'm far enough ahead now. I can watch the show and it won't cover material I haven't read yet. Yeah, it's fun.
I was always a big fan. I got everything of it, so I love it.
Did you watch the animated series then, Brandon?
Oh yeah. I bet every time the episode came out, I was all about it.
Oh, okay, so you liked it.
Oh yeah, I liked it a lot. It, I mean, like,
But
no, I think like it could have used a little more. I mean, the animation was really good. The style's cool. It's just,
I think the animation was cheap.
I was gonna, yeah, I think it needed just like
Watch
maybe
Arcane and get back to me.
maybe another layer of shading, make it a little darker, not so bright. Everything, but
It looks like a WB direct-to-video movie, just with more, But there's blood. Okay, chill out with the.
yeah,
What are you? What is this? What are you? Mortal Kombat freaks? You know.
voice
Thanks,
acting and
Psychopunk.
stuff were great though. All the cast that they got and everybody, and so I liked it a lot. I just
Yeah, I'm only 2 episodes in, so far I'm enjoying it.
I'm hungry.
You've been sticking to the intermittent, Brandon.
Yep, and that's why I'm hungry right now. I'm like, because I had volleyball, so I didn't get to really. I actually ate it. Uh, when did I eat last? I actually ate way too early. I ate at 3 or 3:30, and then I was supposed. My cutoff is about 6 o'clock, so I ate 3 hours early. But I'll still wait till my time tomorrow. But just hungry because volleyball. But yeah, I'm sticking to it. I lost another pound, so I'm down 6 or 7. 7, I can't remember. It kind of fluctuates here and there. But I definitely notice a difference in like my face isn't as bloated, my stomach. So, and I eat, but I don't eat as much. It feels like last couple times. So
What kind of regiment are you doing?
the no eating for 16 hours, and then you can eat within your calories the 8 hours.
Huh.
The 16/8 intermittent fasting. It's what Rob does and recommended it to me, and it's been working.
Solved all my dietary issues. Now I can eat what I want. I don't have to worry about eating bread and shit. More to the point, I don't even care about the bread. It's just I'm tired of so 2 things. One, during pandemic, especially the beginning. I couldn't get my low carb supplies,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So then I put on a bunch of water weight, and that wasn't good. And then two, because my body is acclimated to those kinds of glucose again. Night Allison, I don't pass out
Night,
after
Alvin.
eating bread, you know, which I don't much enjoy either. So
That and wine too. Didn't wine because it's got the same kind
yeah,
of.
it would knock me right out. So now I can have a little bit with dinner and still go to work afterward, you know. So, plus, you need a varied diet. And I don't want to freak out over eating a pear, bro. You know, like I'm kind of done with that. So, but it does work, man. I mean, just don't fucking eat. Not 1 calorie, you know. And then once you hit your target weight, you just shrink that window down to like 12 hours, you know.
Oh yeah,
That's how you monitor. Yeah, that's how you monitor because you don't want to keep losing weight forever, you know. So
I don't.
I know, random.
Oh, hey, good night, Allison. Thanks for hanging out.
Psychopunk says, "Hi, I love your art." And then Rob says, "Thank you, Psychopunk."
I already said that. I said thank you earlier
I
when you
didn't
were
hear it.
talking.
I didn't hear it. Well, I said it now.
Yeah, it's double said.
That's right. Oh man, how did I mess that up? Here we go.
That's an option.
Yeah, I guess for eating, I tend to do all that within a 8-hour window right now. But mostly just because I'm lazy. I get up, I'm like, I don't feel like making breakfast. And eventually it gets lunchtime and then late lunch. And then I'm like, okay, now I'm really hungry. I guess I should eat. And then I eat
Well,
dinner.
it shrinks your stomach down, so you know I have like a snack when I wake up, and then I'll have like a little snack after I do the podcast, and then I have my dinner, and that's it. You know, like it just naturally shrinks your appetite down. So you're eating smaller portions without like forcing yourself to. So,
Yeah.
Kyle, you don't really struggle with weight though, right? Like overall, so
I'm just saying I achieve not eating through being lazy. I have to like walk over to the kitchen and grab food. Lame.
classic Gen X.
Yeah.
Right, our generation. Thanks, Amelia. Appreciate it. Let's try over.
But yeah, I think in general, even if I eat a lot, don't I don't really put on weight.
I do.
I'm chronically scrawny.
My favorite part of you ever seen that movie? What is it called? Defending Your Life.
No.
Great movie. Albert Brooks. It's about when you die, you go into purgatory. Like it's like a purgatory, but and you have to like go to court and basically like prove why you should move on to the next phase of whatever life is. You know, it's all about like improving the percentage of your brain is basically it. And but while they're in purgatory, they can eat whatever they want. It's no wait because they're like in a stasis. So they're just shoving food down their fucking gullets, and when they go out, like all the chefs are always like, "Take this, take that, take this." Like, oh Jesus Christ! But good movie. Meryl Streep, Albert Brooks, Rip Torn,
Hmm.
Big Bear.
Emilio, I am looking forward to the new Batman movie just because I'm a fan of the director, Matt Reeves.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan. I'm looking forward to it. I just don't know why it's taking them
Cautiously
so long.
optimistic.
Just takes them so long to make a Batman movie. You know, dude. By the time this comes out, they're gonna have like they got the third Ant-Man movies already to come out. Like, they made a whole new Spider-Man trilogy before they can make one Batman movie. This is freaking crazy. They rebooted Spider-Man. 3 films plus God knows how many fucking appearances.
And
Just
an animated movie.
yeah, like it's just all right, guys. I mean, I love it, but we, the problem when they do this, man, my problem when they take this long is that they keep doing it so like they always want to keep using the same fucking characters. Like, oh well, Riddler, oh Commissioner Gordon, oh okay. Well, so we're never gonna get to the Clayface. You know, so like, you know, Schumacher and them were. It wasn't a hard reboot, but it was a tonal reboot. The Clooney films after Batman and Robin. It's called Batman Unchained, right? And it was going to be more of a PG-13 type Batman film with Clooney that had Harley Quinn's had Joker's Harley Quinn, but as Joker's daughter, like she was originally in the comics back in the '70s, and it had the Scarecrow. And in that sequence, it was going to have Scarecrow using the fear gas, and he saw all the villains, like Joker. They're going to have Jack Nicholson, Michelle Pfeiffer, all of them cats coming back, Jim Carrey, and the fear gas. And it's just like, and then after that, it would have led into her becoming Harley Quinn, and they would have had I think the Mad Hatter, and you're just like, there's no way they're doing a Mad Hatter in a Batman movie these days, you know? Like, so it's just like the longer they take with this, like it'd be cool to get, you know, a Mr. Freeze that isn't, you know, a big goof, right? Like, so anyway, they should focus on Batman. Yeah, like they should focus on Batman and just license out Superman to fucking Marvel. Like, just let them. They know what to do. You know, like I don't think Warner Bros. Knows what to do with any other character. To be honest with you, I want it. I want a Greg Capullo to draw a Swamp Thing series. You know, I would fucking pay top dollar for that, but that ain't happening. So. I'm just surprised that we haven't got a pumpkin on screen with the bat symbol carved into it yet. You know, like that's one of the coolest visuals ever in a Batman comic. They keep referencing Long Halloween and all these storylines, and none of them have ever put the pumpkin with the bat symbol carved into it in a movie. Why? Even Batman Forever takes place during Halloween. Like you'd think that, whatever.
Sir, that is too complex to do with a Batman movie.
We're asking for so much here, you know. Like,
Yeah, the art department only has so much money, Rob.
Yeah. A pumpkin with something carved into it? Pff, you know how much that would put CGI back? Because you know they would CGI it. They wouldn't just let somebody just carve a pumpkin. They would just have to be CGI, and you know it's going to look bad.
well, I know they did some stagecraft on Batman because they have a second unit stagecraft out there on Pinewood. If you aren't familiar with stagecraft is, Brandon, it's the setup for the Mando, the projection.
Right. I knew that.
Come on, what about Steve Buscemi as the Scarecrow, right? Come on! Oh man, dude.
They should. I would maybe go with Willem Dafoe. They can re-team him up with Robert
No, he's the
Pattinson.
Joker. He's the Joker. Willem Dafoe should have been the Joker in '89. He should have been
It
the
needs to be
Joker.
directed by the guy who did Lighthouse.
Yeah, let him be
I'll be in
Joker.
black and white.
Well, that guy's, Mr. Wannabe David Lynch. I saw Eraserhead. I'm going to keep making that movie whether you want me to or not. uh, Stuff's just going in the art book. Basically it.
I thought the Book of Boba Fett trailer looked pretty cool.
I did, except at the very end, he should have lit every one of those motherfuckers on fire. Right? Remember? Like, just torch them all. Like, it just ended a little anticlimactically. Like, I want to blow some shit up right at the end. Boosh. He probably does in the show. I'm just saying the way the trailer was cut, it was like it needed that fucking. It needed to end on that. Holy fuck balls!
He should have said that at the end as well.
Mm-hmm.
Fire!
And then they could have cut to 3PO being like, "Oh my."
Yeah.
He's not even in the movie. Just
Yes.
just critiques the fucking. He just reacts. 3PO reacts. That is something they should. God damn it, Kyle! I got to bring that up on the podcast tomorrow.
It cuts to 3PO and R2, Mystery Science Theater 3000 style.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh
Like
my.
they should do that for the promo. They 3PO and R2 go in to go see a Star Wars. The trailer. They react to it, right?
Yeah.
Oh my! What? Oh Jesus! Oh Christ! He just burnt that man alive. Throws up. Oh shit! 3PO.
Yeah.
Let's see which way I like it. Snap. Snap. Yeah, we'll do this way. Let me duplicate this. Put that over on the other monitor. The more warmed up I am, the more I can just do this without practicing first, but it's been a while.
just this process you haven't done for a while? Or
Yeah, and I just haven't been like coloring, and I've been just taking a lot of time off.
that's
You're
fair.
like, oh, Rob must be working on something. No, I mean, I've been working through Boardwalk Empire. You know what I mean? Watched 3 seasons of that, and watched a good several hours of people playing Elden Ring. I'm when I'm burnt out, man, I've learned to just don't do anything.
Yeah,
It's worse. It's worse to sit here stressing. So
I agree.
yeah, been doing some design work for the thing where Brandon and I and Jess are working on,
Mm-hmm.
but like that's a lot of like gameplay design and stuff. So not a lot of art yet, but that'll come. I have a feeling by the time I'm done with these things and the Power Rangers, by the time I'm done with the Power Rangers, then I'll be back to. I just I had to delete all the negativity from the last couple projects, man, from my psyche. They didn't go very well, so and kind of like fucked with my head a little bit. So, but I did make a couple new brushes, which I used on this, so that's helpful. Streamlining.
Do you use a specific program to design brushes, or
No, just Photoshop.
some Photoshop? Okay.
Yeah, but a lot of times I'll use a brush and be like, it doesn't do this, and I have to sit there and modify the fuck out of it, or start over from scratch and be like, okay, what do I like about this? So, like, there's some brushes that came with. Kyle Webster made this brush pack I bought a long time ago. You can't buy them anymore. You can only like download them for free if you rent Photoshop from Adobe. You know, um, but
Yeah,
like one
didn't
of
they
them,
buy him out or something?
yeah. So one of them is like this one. So this would be really good for like backgrounds, right? So see how these lines? It's not perfect, right? So like if I were to draw like wood, or you know what I mean, like have a cool background that's not so perfect, I come around. This isn't the way it works stock. I had to go and do modifications too. So like that. That's one. This old nib works similar to my pencil brush. It has like texture. I had to modify the nibs until I got it just right. This is my old pencil brush. This is regular pencil. And this is the pencil with the triangle tip, which is even better. The triangle tip allows you to get dead center. You can get a good blob and then feather out. Really easy. And so then I went and created, there's a couple of these other things like these feather brushes, which they work better a little bigger. So yeah, like this. This one's pretty good. Yeah. So if you wanted to do ink and shit, you can, the imperfections. Hmm. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a pain here. Maybe I could just drag it in and clean it up. I don't feel like redoing the whole thing. Oh, Kyle dropped out.
Bye, Kyle.
Kyle, make it back.
Can you hear me now?
No, you're super low. Got to increase your volume.
No, I didn't.
Now, Kyle?
Hello?
There you go.
Weird. Yeah, my connection dropped, so I reloaded the page, but I didn't change any of my audio settings.
Yeah, I just have to crank you. I can crank your volume up to 120, so on my end. As you come in soft.
I should just turn it up to 11 over here.
Yeah. But yeah, so I did that, and then I sat down, and it took me like 2 nights to get like drawing like one head on the fucking Power Rangers piece, you know. So because I'm like, that's what I get for not drawing for a couple weeks, but it's getting there, you know. Part of it, man, is I just don't want to do this thing where I'm trying to perfect a drawing. Like I want to get the rough good, you know, it's drawn well enough, but then I just want to move on to color after that, you know, and do cleanup like what you're seeing here, you know. So this whole process of like roughy color draw over, roughy color draw over. Like when I don't do it for a while, I go, how did it work again? Like how do you? What did I?
Just gotta pull up your tutorial video. How did I do this again?
Yeah, well, that's tutorial. I mean, just when I live stream live and I go back and look, what are they doing? So, and then just try not to over fucking think it. Like, doesn't all have to be perfectly fucking round on this shit. Like, that's the problem with games, man. Like, they really just demand shit to be a little too perfect for my taste. It has to be clear to the modeler. I'm like, they get it, bro. You know, like I've seen modelers sit there with just a blurry photo of a weapon and fucking model the whole fucking thing. You know, so
I like that brush.
the diamond,
Yeah.
the clean. It's the clean brush.
I think I'm going to go to bed now.
Sleep through the hunger.
Yeah. Pretty much.
It goes away, by the way.
No, I know.
It takes a couple months. You definitely get rid of it.
Plus, I have to get up in the morning to get my shot.
What time is it
What's
there,
your-
Brandon?
11:33.
Okay. I always forget because since you guys don't do daylight savings, I forget what time of the year it is where you're the same time as we are here in California.
Are we the same right now?
No, right now we're different.
What time is it there? Hour ahead or?
10:30.
Oh, nice.
So I guess when we spring forward an hour, you guys stay the same, so we catch up with you.
That's good old daylight savings.
So dumb.
I was reading how I gotta do more research, but there was some post I was reading about how like they tried a universal standard time in the states and it made more trouble than you'd think for whatever reason, which disheartened me. But
everywhere is just the same time of day.
yeah, it causes more problems. I think probably because like cows don't fucking wake up when you want them to and shit like that. Like all sorts of issues.
All right.
Brandon,
Night,
have a good one.
You too, Kyle, and Rob. You're Rob, so.
Go hug your Paul Rudd pillow.
You know what? If you give me one for Christmas.
Make sure you order a 2-pack. I want in.
Get you one of those body size ones, those body pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which Paul Rudd? You want like the Ant-Man? You want the I would go with the our idiot brother version of Paul Rudd. I like that one. When he's the hippie with the long hair and the beard, and he just right on, man, right on. Like that would be that'll be my go-to. You ever seen that movie, Rob? Our idiot brother.
Nope.
It's pretty good. He's like this hippie farmer guy, and he's like selling strawberries, but he also grows weed. And like a police officer's like, "Hey man, why don't you give me some weed? I've had a bad week." And then Paul Rudd's like, "Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, here you go." And the cop's trying to entrap him. He's like, "Well, why don't you sell it to me?" He goes, "Nah, man, you had a rough week." And he's like, "How about I give you $20 for it? Fair trade?" And then he goes to jail and he comes out. But his sisters is played by Zoe Deschanel, Elizabeth Banks, and another actress. I can't think of her name. But so like all three sisters are kind of like having a shitty life, where Paul Rudd's just like this good guy hippie in the movie. It's pretty good. It's a good movie. It's I don't know if you'd like it, but it's funny. Elizabeth Banks is funny, and Zoe Deschanel and all them, but I like it.
Okay, Brandon. Thanks.
I'm gonna go stab my raw voodoo doll. You're gonna wake up with gout. Okay, bye
Not with my
everybody.
dad. All right.
Night.
Speaking of lighting, so Rockstar released this. They did a re-release of Grand Theft Auto 3, 4, and Vice City.
Yeah, I
And,
saw there was some sort of
it's horrible.
turmoil.
It's horrible, bro. So those games were designed, on PS2, and they did a lot of like color design for the lighting and the atmospherics and the sunsets and the way they use fog to create atmosphere, right? And they just took this company apparently did a mobile port of this stuff, and they took the mobile port and threw it into Unreal and just did Unreal's generic fucking lighting. And everything just looks super plasticky and all fucked up. And the crazy part is they added this rain texture that it's a rain, it's a rain like falling rain, but it's pure white. It's pure white. There's no transparency to it whatsoever, and it's locked to wherever you move the camera. So like you can't even when you drive when it's raining, you can't drive, you can't do nothing. It's like, any of the artistry of the original game is completely gone for this like generic like shitty. It's something else, bro.
now. It makes sense why I saw people were very not happy about it.
It's like whenever you put a bunch of people who don't know a fucking thing about color theory in charge of shit, and they go, "What? It's colored. It's got lighting, shadows, and shit." You're like, "Yeah, it looks fucking horrible. It's really bad." Like,
Do they like not test this stuff before they release it?
I do not know, man. Like,
Did nobody play this game? You know,
I'm reminded of when, like movie poster art was getting really bad, and Drew Struzan, movie poster artist Drew Struzan, they
mm,
took his episode 3 poster and photoshopped in another fucking Vader helmet into his fucking art, rather than letting him recreate the art with the new helmet request. And they were like, doesn't matter, it's good enough. And he's like, that is not, you could just tell it's this giant Photoshop fucking Vader head, you know? And he talks about in the book, he's like, they just got these art directors who know quote unquote Photoshop. And look, I'm here using Photoshop, but what he's talking about is people who feel they can just photo bash whatever change they want. It doesn't really matter because no one's going to be able to tell the difference. It's like, no, they can tell. And you're just diluting the quality of your product doing this.
yeah. Is that in the Art of Drew Struzan book? Or
Yes. Yeah,
okay,
he throws them all under the bus, bro. That is that Art of Drew Struzan, man. That book is fucking awesome. Way better than Au revoir. That Au revoir book's a piece of shit too. The binding already cracked. I've used it 3 times. 3 times. And the
oh,
Art of Drew
geez.
Struzan book, I have open consistently. The print quality on Au revoir is horseshit.
Yeah, I've got the Art of Drew Struzan on my list of books to buy one of these days.
Yeah, it's great because you can read it. And it's got a lot of pencil comps, especially for like Back to the Future. A lot of unused pencil comps and stuff, which are great. I'm always hesitant to recommend a book because it's like shelf space is at a premium these days. You know what I mean? Like there's only so much shit you can really own.
Hmm.
But if you're a fan of Struzan's work, that's the one to get. Hmm. So, what have you been up to, Kyle?
Commercial work. Just did some commercial for mini pot stickers.
We were just
Hooray.
talking about pot stickers too.
And then got to shoot Wednesday for some TV show. Just doing more driving plate stuff. And then might have a, let's see, might have a Dick's Sporting Goods commercial later this week.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see.
They brought back the guns. Remember they got rid of those? But I'm like,
Yeah.
don't bring them back. Just give it time.
That'll be what our commercial's about. Dick's got guns. Yeah, so sounds like the Cowboy Bebop reviews are not very kind.
I was afraid. I always tell people, man, I'm never keen on fucking live action animes, but the last two marketing materials, I'm like, this is looking pretty good, but hope it's not clever editing.
Well, the only thing I had seen was the opening credits, and I did not like it. For some reason, the shot-for-shot remake just did not work for me.
I'm not either. I'm with you, but the one extended sequence they did, where it was like the whole little like with the different frames and moving frames around and stuff, I'm like, this I like. I mean, obviously you don't want a whole episode of that, but if they can do this and it won't just be like a stunted remake, you know?
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
cool, Zio. Thanks.
the reviews I read said that it's not it's not the same way as the opening titles. It's not like a shot-for-shot remake or anything. But it seems like the biggest complaint is that it just looks super cheap. That the visual effects are really bad.
Yeah.
One of the reviews I read is like, yeah, I think they only had like $25 for special effects in
Oh
their budget.
shit.
Like,
Seriously?
yeah, that's consistently I've read that it just looks really cheap.
What happened to Netflix? They're just producing too much content now, right?
Yeah, they're going for a quantity over quality, I guess.
It's gonna bite them in the ass, bro.
Yep.
HBO, I think the HBO format's the best. Make it look as close to cinematic as possible.
Yeah, release,
Less, yeah.
less shows, but make sure they're all at least a
Yeah.
certain quality level.
Could you imagine if Westworld looked cheap? That'd be great.
I mean, now I kind of want to see a Michelle Gondry version of Westworld where all the robots are like cardboard suits.
I'll watch anything Michelle Gondry does, though, so it's unfair. You're talking about as a UV Bowl version of Westworld. Tell me who says it looks cheap. I'll punch him in the face. All right, you just chill out. Uvi. It's Uve. Uwe. Uwe. Is a fuck. Uwe
Oh,
tax
hey.
cheat. That's what that guy is. What's
Apparently
up?
you can become famous.
Oh, I deleted that.
Oh,
I banned him. I was like, nah, I'm cool.
you're
It's always
famous
Twitch.
enough. Oh, I see it. It does have a little logo for. So this aggregates comments from all the different platforms into one place.
Yeah, which is nice, right?
Yeah, I'd always wondered how you kept track of
Oh,
Twitch and
that's
YouTube and
new.
comments all at the same time.
No, this is new. Before I had another monitor where I was
Oh,
logged into
okay.
everything and I was looking at it on a different screen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I just paid I think I paid like $100 for a year for this, which I'm like,
Oh,
fuck
yeah,
it. You know?
$8 a month. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's like
Like if
one.
you pay for the year, it's way cheaper. You know what
Like
I'm saying?
that's like one latte from Starbucks.
I haven't eaten Starbucks since before the pandemic. You know that?
Yeah, you know what? You're not missing anything.
No, I don't. I don't miss it either. I make
Their
my own
food
bagels
is
and shit. I'm like, fuck this.
their food is so gross.
Yeah.
Like production is always getting stuff from Starbucks. Like for like the smaller shoots, they just get a bunch of Starbucks like breakfast crap. And they're like, "What do you want to drink?" Like, just give me an evolution juice. I don't want any of that Starbucks garbage. I have no idea how they stay in business.
People want convenience, man. They'll sacrifice quality for convenience.
Yeah, but you can have convenience and have it taste okay at least.
And they for some reason, man, people only trust names they know.
Yeah, I guess so. Man, I guess Starbucks won't be sponsoring your stream anytime soon.
Amazon Music was trying to get me to fucking do something. We'll get you use Amazon Music, and if you just pimp it. And then I was like, well, maybe because I could stream the music. And they're like, oh no, you can't stream the music. I'm like, well, what the fuck is the point? If I can't
Like,
stream the music during my streams, then what's the point?
what are you
Just
getting out of that
yeah, just tell people I
relationship?
enjoy it. No, the whole point is that guys, I don't think you get this. Like I got this guy from T Spring hit me up, right? And he's like, he's a real rep from Teespring. He's like, we want to put your stuff on there. We will put up the whole page. If you just upload the art, we will fucking build a landing page. We'll set all the stuff up, get you going. And I'm like, I just don't want to do it. Just don't want to feel like I have to make shirts again.
You cooking up anything special for Thanksgiving?
Oh, the thing I do every year, man. I do the full dinner. I have a spreadsheet, time of day. I got prep the night before. I got it down to the hour. I pre-bought all my big stuff. I got everything. I pre-bought an organic turkey breast 3 or 4 weeks ago, man. Sitting in the freezer. So I'll pull that out 2 days before and thaw it. And then that goes in the slow cooker. So I do a soy honey.
Mm.
Soy honey turkey. Yeah, it's super good, man. And that juice goes right into this gravy. So I make the green beans, I make the yams, and I do this stuffing that's fucking pretty awesome too. So everything's pre-bought. The only thing I have to pick up that I don't have is like some real basic shit, like herbs and shit that'll go bad. That'll be pretty easy to pick up. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, the question isn't what I'm going to make for Thanksgiving. The question is, what do I make the day or two before Thanksgiving? Because I don't fucking want to cook when I know I'm going to giant day of cooking ahead of me.
Yeah. At least we know the days after Thanksgiving are easy.
Yeah, we usually have about 2 days of leftovers.
All right.
I don't overmake. So it's about enough for about 2 days. Or 3 days total, right?
Yeah. Don't want to do too much or you just get burnt out on the food.
Pretty much. Hmm. Been rewatching Quantum Leap. As Dean Stockwell passed. Show holds up. I mean, it's slower, You have to
I
deal with.
like slower.
Yeah, but it holds up pretty well.
Good. I picked up the series on Blu-ray
The
a little while back, but I haven't watched it yet.
the theme song for the fifth season. I don't know if on the Blu-ray, if it's for some dumb fucking reason they thought it'd be fun to redo the fucking theme song, which in syndication they corrected because it's so fucking horrible the
Mm-hmm.
last season. So I hope that they corrected that for the Blu-rays. I mean, if you want to know what I'm talking about, just type in season 5 intro on the YouTube and you can watch it. Like, what the fuck? I think I typed into someone who has it. I put in the comments. I was like, whoever approved this decision should be forced to take Sam's place for all time. like, like to make amends for this. This is horrible. Like,
Quantum Leap is, I think, probably the first show I remember being really anticipating the final episode of the series.
I would agree.
Like, I don't remember any shows before that where I was like, oh man, the end of the series is coming. I'm super excited to see how they end it. And
MacGyver, which has the same dude, the dude who plays God, he's in the first episode of Quantum Leap. Actually, yeah, he plays this guy named Eddie or something. He was like Dalton in the fucking MacGyver, and yeah. So if you know the ending to Quantum Leap, when you go back to watch the first episode, you're gonna be like, "Hey, clever." They were thinking. It's just every time someone says post some words that give you the feels, I put that up, and Twitter goes, "You fucking bastard!" You know, he never returned home. Like,
yeah.
like yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember how MacGyver ended, but
Found out he had a kid.
I like, I haven't seen Quantum Leap since it was originally being broadcast on TV, and I still remember how it ends.
Yeah. He brings Al happiness, and then he never returns home.
Yeah.
I used to think they should fix that, but now I'm like, just leave it alone. The time has passed, you know?
You don't want a Quantum Leap reboot?
I don't want a continuation. I just leave it alone. It's of its time and place. Unless, like, was it? Who's the guy from Fargo?
Noah Hawley?
Noah Hawley has an interest in it, you know? But even then, that's not guaranteed, you know?
Yeah.
Yo, man, who taught you shading? Yours is remarkable. I love it. Self-taught, Zubin. Any tips on how to shade out of imagination? Just pick a light source. So you have something called core shadows and cast shadows. So like core shadows would be the basic lighting. If like a light source is coming here, right? So you can see I've added a little bit of a dramatic. It's like kind of up here. So and it's going over the surfaces. And then you have cast shadows, which I haven't added. I could add a cast shadow. Like if I was to add a cast shadow, um, then you would want to start going, okay, this probably has here, then this would probably come like this. See, you can add cast shadow, right? But I'm not really getting into cast shadows probably on this one. And then this is a balance light, right? Or a rim light based off this green venom, which I'm just doing because it will add more, adding that green on it makes them look more meany, right? More, I don't know what's the word I'm thinking of here. Meany. It's not a word. What am I thinking of, Kyle? Makes them look more, I don't know, batty. Words are failing me right now.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this failure of words.
Yeah, makes them look more venomy. There, venomy,
More menacing.
menacing. Thank you. And then we got a specular highlight on them, right? And that just helps pop the shape without adding a ton of fucking shit. Um, and I'm doing this within the original lines, more or less. I have found with this, if you just think about it more and don't rush through it, then the better it turns out. Although I gotta tell you, Kyle, when there's deadlines, they really don't like when I'm like, "Oh, I'm just taking my time, so it's great." Like, we don't care if it's great. We just want it now. And I'm like, "You're gonna care when there's reviews."
Nah, I definitely get the same thing when I'm shooting, like when I'm lighting something.
Right.
We just want to shoot it. We don't care if it's lit well. I do.
What was I watching? What was I watching the other day? And I was like, I was watching this. What was I watching? I was watching this something, and they cut to might have been in Boardwalk Empire, but they cut to like a person. Oh, in Boardwalk Empire season 3 at the end, there's this scene where Necky's butler, the German guy, Eddie, I think it's Eddie, might be his name. He's shot and he has to have surgery, right?
Hmm.
And they have to go to Chalky White's place because the hospitals are being watched by the mob, who are there in the middle of a war, and so they have Chalky has this guy who wants to marry his daughter. He's a student surgeon, and there's a shot where he's explaining over Eddie's body because Eddie got shot. He's explaining over his body that he can only do so. He doesn't know how much he can do. He's a student, and it's a closed room. The windows are closed or painted over,
Hmm.
and it's daytime, so it's got this like colored, diffuse, like kind of orangish light. But then you could tell they placed a light underneath his face in between Eddie and the surgeon, so the surgeon's underlit by a light, but that light's coming from nowhere. like, like, like if you think about where's that light coming from,
Yeah,
it looks great, but you just like, you there's no rationale for it. Yeah. You've ever done that, Kyle? You ever just been like, yeah, I know, but we have to be able to see the actor's face. So, like,
yeah. I cheat sometimes.
yeah, you ever
Uh,
get a chance to watch that episode, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll go, oh yeah, look at that. It's very subtle. Most people wouldn't pick up on it, but I'm like, there's a fucking lamp right under his face. Like, was it Buscemi? Was he holding it? Like, or was it a flashlight? Or did they actually get like they got probably like a little tungsten lamp. But it'd be great if they did it with something low tech too.
yeah, yeah. That's another thing like that I enjoy about the Team Deacons podcast is Roger will sometimes be like, "Yeah, I kind of cheated and did this," and
Yeah.
like, and he's like, "No one's ever said anything, but like." He's like, but I did not light it correctly. I lit it for what looked good. There's another.
Yeah. As
He's
much as I
interviewing
love
another.
Shawshank, go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead. You can,
I was gonna say, as much as I love Shawshank, had he not been on the DP on that film, I don't think we would remember it. I'm gonna be honest, his work on that is beyond understated.
yeah, he's told the story a few times of where he was at the ASC and there are some other big DPs and they were talking about Shawshank and he overheard them and they're like, yeah, I mean he didn't even light it or anything because it looks so natural." And he's like, "That was one of
Yeah,
the best compliments they could pay me is because I did light it, but they
yeah,
didn't
it's
think it looked lit."
clearly, yeah, yeah. Especially when you know how like that prison that they had to build everything into and shit. Like
Yeah,
he definitely did, and I can easily see, especially if you look at the time, like if you go watch even like the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, which are shot around the same time, like they could easily have looked like a low budget because it was a low budget film. It could have looked like low budget TV,
yeah,
very easily. Like, but it doesn't. It looks timeless, but that is not. Like I was telling the people that we were on a stream. Jeremy Treese, he does a book called It's So Goth. He's an independent indie comic book artist. Super good, bro. I like his stuff a lot. Very Yonan Vasquez, you know?
Okay.
If you like that kind of Tim Burton-y stuff. Really good. And he was talking about how, like, if he thinks maybe, because he's working on a background, and he's like, I don't know if, it's worth all the effort I'm putting into this. And I made a comment. I didn't really think about it when I said it, but I'm like, a lot of people can't fucking pinpoint any ingredient in a soup, but they can tell when some shit's missing. And I sort of feel like that's whenever we're doing something that you think doesn't matter, well, who's really going to pick up on it? They're going to be able to tell. They won't know what it is, but they will know when something's not there.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, if Deacons wasn't on that project, you would be able to tell.
Yeah, I just picked up the 4K of that today, so looking forward to watching it again.
Who was the DP on the first Crow film?
The first Crow?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that was lit really well too.
I will look it up. Oh, Darius Wolski.
Unfamiliar with the name. Great work, though.
He did The Martian, Prometheus.
Oh, of course. Oh, Prometheus, of course. The best part of that movie.
Yeah. Alien Covenant.
Never watched it. I don't trust Ridley
You're,
Scott with Alien. He was talking
yeah,
shit about superhero movies the other day. I'm like, you fuck Alien. Just shut the fuck up. You made the shit you created twice.
did the first Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, well. So,
And,
there's a talent.
I guess he did all the Pirates of the Caribbeans.
There's a talent.
Yeah.
His the color
Dark
design.
City.
Oh, I'm not shocked on that. That was like a 1-2 crow punch, right?
Yeah.
The color work on when they went to the China in the third Pirates movie is really good. I mean, not the greatest movie, but the way they designed that whole bit, I thought was really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's done a few things.
A few things.
You might remember him from Coyote Ugly.
Yeah. I know I have a lot of love for those late 90s Miramax films, like Rounders, right? Beautiful. I remember at the time the complaints about that movie was like, this looks too good for this piece of shit film. I was like, you fucking haters. Like, a friend of mine used to tell me Gretchen Mol sucks. She's a Weinstein girl. You know what that reference is? The Weinstein girls were something like, I think it was Pepper. What's the chick that plays Pepper Potts? What's her fucking name?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, I think it was Gwyneth Paltrow. It was her or chick who went crazy that sued Weinstein, Rose McGowan. One of them said that you could always tell a Weinstein girl, someone that he just hired because he wanted to sleep with, because it would be a blonde and they never appear in another movie again. And so my friend was like, "That's Gretchen Mol." And then when she showed up in Boardwalk Empire kicking ass, I'm like, "Fuck you." She wasn't horrible in that film.
Did you watch Raised by Wolves?
No.
No.
Did you?
Yeah. It's forgettable. good cinematography, but
The last movie I saw that had great cinematography that I was like, what the fuck is this all about? Was what was
Dune.
that hotel something with it's with Helmsworth Hotel Hotel
It's,
El Dorado or whatever it is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that the Netflix movie?
No, I went to theaters.
Yeah.
I want to say it was Drew Goddard, but I can't remember who directed it.
Hotel. Oh, Grand Budapest Hotel. That's probably what you're thinking.
No, no, I like that movie. I think that's his best film,
Me too.
personally. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's among his best.
He has another one coming out, right? He's got something new
Yeah,
coming.
it just came out. It's not supposed to be that great.
Oh, that's a shame. You think he took too long between the last one? Overthinking it?
I think he probably has too many people in it.
Ah,
Like I just look at the cast. I'm like, you've got like 50 people in your movie. What's up with that?
I I worry about that with Knives Out 2 and 3. You know,
Mm, it just become a who's who of.
it can. I mean, he. I hope he's aware of it. You know.
Yeah, I think Fantastic Mr. Fox is probably still my favorite Wes Anderson film.
It is cool. Hmm. Yeah, my favorite film of his is other than Budapest is something he never made. That was Wes Anderson's X Men. Patrick Williams put that together a few years ago. It's so good.
Yeah, you're probably the one who told me about that.
It's the X Men we need.
But probably not the X-Men we deserve.
I'm not filling that tube.
That tube, his infusion of Monster Energy drink.
Yeah, this is basically Brandon. He sits there. He's funny, man. He's a really interesting revisionist on his own life. Like he forgets he says shit on his fucking channel all the time for years. Like he goes, I never had a Mountain Dew problem. I'm like, all you fucking do is drink it. No, no, no. I drink Diet Dr. Pepper. No, bro.
I
Don't even.
remember the Mountain Dew face.
Yeah, Kyle. And I was telling him the other day, I'm like, you know how many times you've quit drinking soda? No, I've never quit drinking soda. So scale back. I'm like, no, you said you quit. Like, how many times have you quit? It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, you do. You know why you're like pretending you don't is for the life of me, I'll never understand. Like, what do I have to gain by making this up?
funny.
Yeah, it's like I don't. Kyle, I don't have these fucking arguments. Like, you would think if it were me, I'd be having these arguments with all my friends. Because, once you're a gaslighter, you do that to everybody, right? You don't pick one person.
Yeah, I do try to not be revisionist.
He was funny that day. I was like, hey, maybe Thursday we'll do this. He's like, what's your problem? I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, he goes, you know what I'm doing Thursday. I'm like, I really don't, Brandon. He's like, I'm getting a shot. I told you I was getting a shot. I'm like, all right, chill the fuck out, bro. Like, I forgot you're getting your fucking booster on Thursday. But we talked about, yeah, and I didn't commit it to memory because I don't give two shits about, what. I'm glad you got it, checked it off, moved on. Like, but dude, it's like, I'm like, okay, we'll do it later. Who cares? Fucking dude, man. Like, sometimes, Kyle, I just,
Huh.
like, let's see if I can try this.
I have to see if I can get a booster after Thanksgiving.
You have a public job, but you can get one now, no matter what, right? 'Cause California signed that one in.
I think California was still for people over 65, or if you have a job that puts you at higher risk, which I may qualify for that. But I don't think I've hit. I think I hit 6 months next week. So gotta look into that.
I'm noodling at this point. If this were due, I'd just be done with it. But whatever. I got a few minutes here. Tomorrow I'll be like, oh, I could do this.
Yeah, that's usually how it works when you take a break and come back with fresh eyes.
I'm going to tint them a little bit here into the greener, which I like. Let's see, we could do, this is always something you can do, right? So, color dodge, then we'll come over to our airbrush here. Actually, where's my soft? I have a soft? Yes, I do. Nope, I want to use the airbrush. Not that. That soft has texture, I forgot.
I'd have to say my favorite part of pandemic has been not being sick a single time for like 2 years.
Right.
Like, haven't had a
Yeah.
cold, nothing.
since I stopped going to movie theaters. Kyle laughs, folks, because he was there with me when we went to the movie theater to go see this free screening of X-Men Apocalypse with an interview with Simon Kinberg afterward in person, which I was dying to hear him justify the film. And this woman sat next to me, just probably one of the filthiest people I've ever been near, hacking and coughing the whole fucking time. And I got insanely sick just on the drive home. It didn't take that long, bro. By the time I got home, I was full blown flu, like, and it fucked me up for like 2 weeks, like sinus infection, the whole bit. So,
Small price to pay for being in the presence of such a great director, though.
fucking movie I didn't even want to see. I didn't want to see it. Just, I was like, I'll go see Kyle and we could watch this guy justify some bullshit. I didn't know I was gonna nearly die from it. Fuck. I haven't been that sick, bro, since I was in the army and they gave me the typhoid shot and I got all the side effects, the worst version of the side effects you can get from it. Like I didn't get typhoid, obviously, but like I got the worst version of the side effects. So I was like hacking so bad that they had me on watch for like 2 days.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't go anywhere. Yeah, drill sergeant was legitimately scared. I was keeled over. Like it was almost like the coughing version of Smilex, where they laugh too much, they die.
Yeah.
Like it was like that. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I always win the prize when it comes to that.
You had a 50-50 chance of sitting next to her, and you picked the wrong of the two seats.
Oh man, you didn't even get sick, did you?
Nah.
No.
I think you were inhaling all the germs as they floated
Oh
over.
god. It
You're
disgusts me just thinking about it.
You're just hoovering them up. Yeah.
She was vile too, right, Kyle? Like I'm not even being like.
I just remember, didn't she have a ton of keys like hanging off her?
Yeah. She was the human equivalent of that junk lady from Labyrinth.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes, Dolly, yes. Oh, yeah, Dolly. Oh, you motherfucking vile piece of shit. Stay home. Like, what was she doing there, Kyle?
I do not know.
My only hope is that Kimber got it. If I ever fucking get to meet Simon Kinberg in person, he'll remember. You remember when you did the thing at this LA Films? Did you get sick that night?
It's like, yeah, man, I almost died.
Okay, thank God. Thank God. Any other questions? Nope. That's it. Hall age. Hall age. Yeah. I'll waste the question on that. It's first Hall age in 8 years, and that's what you fucking ask him? Yeah.
You're like, yeah, it's the first Hall H in 8 years, and they let that guy in?
Sorry, I didn't know what you wanted him to fucking, when it's you ask him you're fucking ask him. Ask him what you want to ask him. That's what I want to ask him. What am I going to ask him? Why is that movie so bad? That and Dark Phoenix?
We already know the answer to that.
Fucking dudes were up there the other day going, Dark Phoenix is actually pretty good. I'm like, you're out your fucking mind, bro. It's a made-for-TV movie that recycles the same bits. When that train sequence ended up in that film, I knew he added that to fucking Days of Future Past. Like, anytime there's a train sequence in a fucking X-Men film, Simon Kinberg's all over it.
I didn't even bother watching Dark Phoenix. just happy to know that we called it a couple years earlier that it's going to be terrible.
Yeah. You can see it coming a mile away. Like,
did no one watch X-Men Apocalypse?
especially
That was a warning sign of things to come.
Especially when the Hugh Jackman shows up as naked Wolverine. You know, and he's like kind of lusting after her, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Oh. People forget he's in the movie. I'm like, remember he's in the movie? I don't know, because you didn't watch it, did you? I fell asleep. I was stuck watching it. Wasn't it you who said you were asking if Ghost of Tsushima was worth playing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I told you you probably wouldn't like it.
I would like it.
That you probably would not like it.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's cool, but I just don't see you playing through a 100-hour third-person adventure game, dude, with quests and stuff.
It's got samurai, man.
I know, but I just don't see you finishing it. So I'm like, maybe you should just watch a Let's Play.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I'd finish it. I think the last game that I finished was Sonic the Hedgehog, the original.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't see you finishing the fucking game. Like, is the content cool? Yeah, I just don't see you finishing that.
Yeah, I usually don't finish games. I play them for a while and I get bored, and yeah.
Oh shit! What the fuck is that? Weird. Well, that's good enough. I don't have to fucking make everything.
Good enough till tomorrow when you look at it again.
No, what I'll probably do is when I get a bunch of them, I'll put them together and make, you know what I mean? Like, modifications so they all sort of match.
Yeah, make it all cohesive.
But it's fine, dude. It's, it's
Yeah,
cool.
looks good.
Be a fun little sticker or whatever. It's going in the art book.
Yeah.
Ooh. So, let me see here. What are you up to this week, Kyle?
Work. Maybe traveling to Denver. Depends on how this job that I might have here in town plays out. May just stay here and work that job instead. And tomorrow, hopefully, gonna pick up a 4K of Akira Kurosawa's Ran.
Oh.
Watch that tomorrow. I have the DVD. That's the only way I've seen it, so seeing it in 4K will be quite the upgrade.
Yeah, That is obviously not going to happen.
So yeah, tomorrow's movie day. Wednesday is, well, I work in the evening.
What do you think? How you like the black lines or the red?
Let me see. Oh, I can make this full screen. I was looking at in the tiny window. So that's red. I think I like it without the red better. But that might just be because it's more contrasty without the red, and you know your eye is drawn to contrast.
Right. No, skip it. So roughy, flats, lines, light, simple, super simple. What time is it? Oh wow, so I got 2 more hours. So I'm not going to stream this, but I'm going to go and continue work on this, the Power Rangers piece. I have to go and block in these motherfuckers up here. So this whole coloring roughies thing will come in handy for buildings, I can assure you. So
is this the design for the prints you're doing? Or is this something else?
I haven't decided if I'm going to offer these as prints. The print goes in the middle, so it's going to go
Okay.
origin, the first time they fight Dragonzord, the big print battle, and then this right here comes after, which would be the White Ranger meets the Green Ranger, and then they fight, and it leaves with the Ivan Ooze teaser, which went into the movie, and then so in the art book, it's definitely gonna be in the art book. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. This whole thing.
Okay, so this piece here is just sort of a supplement to the, I guess, quote unquote
Yeah,
art.
yeah. They're kind of sort of designed to be together, right? So,
Okay.
I might offer like a big print thing package on the site, but it costs a lot of money, so I doubt anyone would buy it. But it's definitely gonna go in the art book.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, Kyle.
No problem.
This easy to use service, right?
Yeah.
You log in, you talk. You can see the art.
I can see all the comments from all the services instead of
Make fun
having
of
multiple
Brandy.
windows. Yeah.
So, and it's going to like 4 different platforms at the same time: Twitch, 2 Facebooks, and the YouTube. Best part is it's going to my Facebook page, the Sketchcraft page, because that one has like 182,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I got that.
Me neither, Rob. Me neither.
I don't know. People are like, how'd you get that much on Facebook? I don't know. Like it's the one fucking. I get the least amount of sales through there, but I got that's why I'm like followers are a joke because the least amount of sales on that site. But it's been nice to be able to have those people show up and say hi. You know.
Yeah.
So, Facebook seems to actually share it when I do this, as opposed to posting the YouTube link or whatever. So.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Right here.
Yeah,
Peace.
good one.